Alright, you guys, it is the end of our Curriculum Picks collaboration series. Today we are going to be going over extracurriculars and what we are all using. This is a collaboration hosted by myself and Devine over at Calm the Chaos Homeschool. Make sure that you check out the playlist down below in the description bar when you are done with this video and go see what all of the mamas are using. This one I am particularly excited about, just seeing what everyone is using, getting different ideas, and maybe even adding some of it into our homeschool at the last minute before the next year starts. So I'm not going to be planning a lot of extracurriculars just because I feel like the ones that I have done, like the planned out and purchased the last 2 to 3 years, I have not gotten a chance to use. These years I feel like have just been crazy and they've just gotten away from me. And so while I do have plans to use things, I'm not planning a lot just because I don't want to go and buy things and then they just sit on my shelf and they look pretty but they haven't gotten used. So I'm going to be doing some oldies but some goodies, some things that I've already shown you guys, done reviews on, things like that. I'm only choosing 2 this year, and I am going to work very, very hard to be very consistent with these 2, to make sure that I am using them and to not just have them sitting on my shelf and looking pretty. And so the first one that I'm going to be using, and I'm actually going to start it this summer, and I'm going to plan out everything that I want to do for the year over the summer. That way there's no excuses not to use it. That way, you know, it's already done for me. I can just pull it off the shelf. I already have, you know, the books and maybe even shows and conversation things that I want to talk about instead of having to exert mental things. Okay, I am totally forgetting the word for that. I know I sound super classy right now, but I just want it done for me, so then that way next year, when next year gets crazy, because I'm just going to assume that next year is going to be crazy, it's already done. I don't have to think about it. I can just pull it, use it, and be done with it. So I'm going to be using Laying Down the Rails. I've done a review and flip through. I've done a very in-depth review and flip through. So if you want to check it out, I will have it linked up above. This is a really wonderful character training curriculum, and it walks you through, for those of you who are not in the know with Laying Down the Rails, you work on one character trait for about 6 weeks. You do it a little longer if you see that your child is just really struggling in certain areas, but the goal is about 6 weeks. Your new habits should be formed, and then you can move on to another character trait. And there's enough character traits in here to work on basically from birth all the way to 18 years of age. And so they're all wrapped around the idea of Charlotte Mason's philosophies and the things that she taught. And so I really love this curriculum because it goes over so many different things. It gives you valuable information. And then when you combine it with the, I don't remember if they're student books, but they're basically like books for students, and it gives you discussion question ideas, poems to read. So say you're learning about kindness, it'll have some poems on kindness. You can pick out some books to go with those teachings. You can pick out Bible verses. It gives you a slew of ideas. And so I really want to start this over the summer, so then that way our habits of doing it will already be well established by the time the school year starts. And then I want to plan out the habits that I want to work on all year long. I want to get the book recommendations. I want to have the Bible verses already done, maybe even printed out so we can use that as some of our scripture memorization. And then maybe even try to find like some lamplighter books. You guys know I love lamplighter books. They are like the best books. But I want to find some lamplighter books that pair with some of the character traits that we're going to be learning about, and just kind of have it already, like I said, ready to pull off the shelf, use it. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to sit down and plan anything in the middle of the school year. So this one I'm going to be making a very hard and fast priority. I feel like there's a lot of I feel like everybody needs this. Everybody needs character training. Everybody needs character development. And this goes over such a wide array of all of the different character traits. And I just, as a mother of many children, I very much see a need for it in our home. I feel like this can be truly valuable to anyone's home though. The next one that I'm going to be using is just fun. It is Beautiful Feet Books Music Appreciation. I had every intention of starting it this year, but like I said, the year just got away from us. So I'm going to probably start it again over the summer just to have, you know, you only do it, I think, two, maybe 3 times a week. So it's not very much, it's not very heavy, and I just want to introduce my children to wonderful composers and beautiful music. And honestly, there's no better way to do that than by using anything from Beautiful Feet Books, because they are just an exquisite curriculum company. And so I'm excited about this. One of the wonderful museums that we had in our last area was actually a musical instrument museum, and I want to see if we have anything like that near us now, because I think that that would be such a fun field trip to take while you're doing a study like this. And then here's the Book of Composers. You guys, it is so soft and just so lovely. And then I will be back. My children are screaming. Okay, I had to tell them to settle down. I'm sorry. So one of the final things, so those are the 2 that I'm going to make like a hard press priority. And then some of the things that we're going to work in just for fun is going to be Kids Art Box. I have reviewed a few of these, you guys. We absolutely love them. They are so much fun. You can easily work in the crafts for 2 kids. A lot of the times I have enough of the stuff on hand, or at least similar type items, so that my preschooler can do some of the crafts with us as well. But these are so much fun, and they're not very pricey. I mean, they're about the same amount as any of the other subscription boxes that you'll see on the market, and they're so fun. And if you're doing like a study on an artist, sometimes they'll have boxes that pair with that artist, so I feel like you just get that beautiful mixture of, you know, learning about the artist from a book, but also trying to recreate some of their pictures, and it's so fun. The last thing that we are going to be working in as some of our extracurriculars is going to be our co-op classes. We found a beautiful co-op that we absolutely love, but this semester I got so overwhelmed with everything that we were doing and a part of that we kind of scaled back, and I took that off of our schedule. But I really wish I hadn't. Just because, you know, we're still new here, we're still trying to make friends and build community, and I feel like that was probably the wrong choice to take off of our list of weekly things to do. But I do think that at the time though it was needed to take it off. So we are going to be doing both semesters with our co-op next year. It is a like fun extracurricular style co-op where we go once a week, we do classes. I'm thinking that the first semester I will probably be in my preschooler's room just because he's still a little on the wild side and I don't want anybody yelling at him. We had a previous issue at another co-op from our last area where a girl yelled at him and I didn't really like that. You know, and I don't want to fight anybody at a Christian co-op. That sounds awful, but you know what I mean? Like you tend to go mama bear mode when you hear somebody yelling at your sweet little baby, and it's like, what are you doing? Like you can come get me. You can act like an adult. You don't have to yell at a small child. So yeah, that's neither here nor there. If I teach anything the following semester, one of my wonderful two of my wonderful friends at our previous co-op, they taught a fairy tale court where kids could go through like a made-up fairy tale court case, but they can learn about like the judicial side of things, and that my son had so much fun. And so I'm thinking that if I teach anything the second semester, it would be a class like that, and then maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll do like Beautiful Feet Books, character training, and then I'll have my kids do that with Charlotte Mason. Maybe I'll like try to combine those some way to kind of take some things off my plate. I don't know. We'll see. Things could get crazy. That's basically it for our extracurriculars. Let me know down below, what are you using? Are you involved in any co-ops? I would love to hear it. I would love to get different ideas. You guys have the best ideas. Sometimes when I'm reading your comments, I'm like, oh, I should do that. So yeah, that's basically it for everything that we are using. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. Hit that red subscribe button. Make sure that you check out the playlist and see what all of the other mamas are using. And I will see you again later. Bye.